You know, the concept of the paranoid and delusional failed or what I call old Hollywood star was put together pretty much for Sunset Boulevard, the great Gloria Swanson. But in wrestling in recent months, a long standing Australian female wrestler who has tried different personas through the years is kind of mimicking that to great success. She's even made the cover of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and this month's cover, I think, would be considered coming out in December. And she's bumped, of all people, the PWI 150 number one from the cover. So today we're going to talk about Toni Storm, but their version of her, like I said, the schizophrenic or paranoid, timeless Toni Storm. Now, after losing the AEW Women's World Championship to Hikaru Shida, Storm began to transition to a new on screen persona of a demanding and paranoid golden age of Hollywood starlet. Storm eventually dubbed herself as Timeless Toni Storm on the October 4th episode of Dynamite. Now, how it has been working, every time she's about to come into the ring or she's being shown in black and white with kind of Daddy Warbucks assistant, sort of like a Ron Stroheim style. Now, following the 25th October episode of Dynamite, she began to be accompanying vignettes into the ring but against Luther, who serves as her personal butler. In the same episode of Dynamite, it was announced that Storm would face Shida for AEW Women's World title at Full Gear. In the shows that followed after the announcement, Storm had been appearing after Shida's matches in attempts to steal Shida's spotlight, to Shida's initial confusion and later annoyance, causing Shida to attack Storm after one of her spotlight stealing attempts. On the November 8th edition of Dynamite, the debuting Mariah May was introduced as an overtop fan of Storm. At Full Gear on November 18th, Storm defeated Shida to win the AEW Women's World Championship for a record-tying third time. Now, I really don't know if this is something that Tony Khan and Toni Storm put together or something was in her head. She had competed on the independent circuit, developing numerous personas before settling on one highly influenced by her enjoyment of 80s glam metal music, lead her to take on a rock star aesthetic. This persona carried on through her time under WWE banner, which was kind of wasted in my opinion, and into early goings of her run in AEW. Now, beginning in the latter half of 2023, in conjunction with her disassociation with the Outcast stable, she adopted the timeless Toni Storm persona, which saw her transition into a character of a demanding and paranoid Golden Age Hollywood starlet. As part of the transition, Storm dropped her previous rock star aesthetic and began sporting a bobbed and curled haircut, wearing early 20th century fashion inspired outfits, and appearing in black and white vignettes. And also, she put on a bit of weight, like her thighs and lower body seemed to be more curvy than they were before, so it's a weight change as well. During her matches, Timeless Toni Storm began to dictate to AEW's director, telling them, "I'm ready for my close-up," quoting again Gloria Swanson's character in Sunset Boulevard, before a dramatic zoom, as well as speaking directly to the audience, informing them, "And now a word from our sponsors just before a break for commercial." The timeless persona drew comparisons to actresses Swanson and, of course, the late great Norma Shearer. Now, she's still a very tough wrestler in the ring. No doubt her finishing Storm Zero is one of the best finishing moves by female wrestlers. But this is how it's going. It's been kind of under the radar. Everybody's talking about CM Punk moving from AEW to WWE. Where's Jungle Jack Perry? The confrontation, he's disappeared. There's less emphasis on FDR, less emphasis on MJF, because it just seems with that devil persona or the person that's attacking him is going on and on. But Timeless Toni Storm, it doesn't. It's like it's not even the main event; it's a mid card, and it should be higher in the event. We all know how badly that AEW treats his women wrestlers because you don't give them enough time to wrestle compared to WWE, because AEW has all these shows, Collision and Dynamite and Rampage and all these different shows, and the women don't get short shrift. I hope this will lead more young female wrestlers to look into how changing your persona or augmenting your persona can do benefits. Now, Toni Storm, obviously, her talent is tremendous, but like I said, the native Auckland, she's only 28. And, she's heavily influenced again by her husband, Juice Robinson, who is an up and coming wrestler as well. But she is billed from, get this, not only Gold Coast, Australia, but stage 7 at the Warner Brothers Studios as Timeless Toni Storm. And of course, AEW has connections with Warner Brothers, so that's what you got. And you know what really interesting too? She was trained within the Impact Pro Wrestling Dojo, and that really helped her as well. She was one, of course, the young people who discovered WWE on television, and again became a big fan of pro wrestling. So pick up Pro Wrestling Illustrated. See if you can understand the article. I picked it up today. Quite bizarre. That's all I can say. But a marquee, literally a marquee wrestler, as we said. Where will she take Toni Storm? Well, only the black and white reel. How do you say the third reel of the movie will say, or fourth reel, if you know what I'm saying. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what we're doing at a wrestling podcast, let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.